Welcome back to the WODprep podcast. I'm your host, CJ DePalma, with the better host, Claire Bays. Good morning.
Good morning.
What's up? Oh, man.
You're underslept.
I'm so underslept. I'm more underslept than normal. That's okay. We'll be all right. I got to snuggle Bennett all night, so it's never a bad thing. I mean, I don't like him being sick. He is extremely sick, but
did you take him to the doctor?
Yeah, he's got like atypical pneumonia. So
he's sick.
Yeah. At least that's what she thinks. We didn't do anything. He just like has really diminished breath sounds, and so he's coughing a lot. So it's like basically has like, Fran lung constantly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good morning, Slater. Good morning, Aaron, Kenneth, Vicky, Nada. Man.
Hi, Vicky.
How's your week been?
Mine?
Yeah. You haven't traveled in like 2 weeks. You getting itchy?
No. I mean, no, I am excited for the next, for the upcoming season. I am ready to get back in the ring for sure. But also, no, I mean, I moved last weekend. So yeah, sure. I was busy with that. And I'm really like excited about it. So Anyway, no, and it's been a good week of like consistent training. I've been at my affiliate training every day, which is really fun to get to do. And so, no, I think I have a ton of excitement for whatever's to come, but I'm not like, I got to get right back out the door.
Right.
Yeah. I scheduled my level 3 for Monday.
Nice.
Yeah. Cool. So I'll do that on Monday. Yay.
Are you going to study? Are you like going to cram all weekend? Is that your gist or no?
I'm definitely going to study. I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe you could call it cram. I don't feel chaotic about it. And maybe I hope to not eat my words with that. Mm-hmm. But I don't feel overly nervous about it, to be honest. And like I said, that almost makes me nervous. But I will do some studying for sure. Yeah.
So I was so focused on that. And then everything's been so busy. My PT license is due in like 18 days and I've done 0 CEUs for it.
How many CEUs do you need?
Like 30 something. You can do most of them online and most of them like you can kind of click through, but I do have to like do something live online that I have no idea how I'm going to get done. But I just need to get it on like a thing. And I'm like, I'll think about it and I'm like, and then I'll just like move. And then a couple days later, I'm like, oh shit, I need to do that. And that just reminded me again. So I need to go anyways. So yeah, that's all right. We'll figure that out.
Yeah, fun stuff. Did you see that Kenneth had put some onions in his socks at bedtime? Have you seen that?
Is that a thing?
I mean, it's definitely. I've seen it posted that it's a thing. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the like pushback on it is like, would you rather have your feet smell like onions all the time? But I don't know. I've never tried it, but I definitely have heard about it. Putting onions on the bottom of someone's feet and putting socks on over them overnight as like some type of a remedy. I don't know. Vicky says she'll happily pester you to remember to do it. So
please do that.
She's got your back.
I need to, now it's productive.
Yeah.
Now I'm getting sick. Shit, here it comes. That was like my first productive cough, like where it's like, something came up.
There was something in there.
Oh well, that's all right. I mean, I knew I was gonna get sick, so I just expect it. It'll go away. All right. So, what do you want to chat about? What you got?
Well, unfortunately, I don't have timestamps, which I'm really bummed about. But I think that there were so we'll talk about obviously one of the things that you wanted to talk about being the qualification process for these events and what that's going to shake out like. And then let's see, for me, one of the things, the conversation, and this is where I wish I had the timestamp, but Don Fall and Zia Rohrbach on the CrossFit channel yesterday. I think yesterday. That was the conversation. Zia did a great job. They talked a lot about like CrossFit affiliation and what the expectation from an affiliate to CrossFit for them, like the hand holding side of things, and how the expectation for all that CrossFit is supposed to provide outside of literally being able to affiliate with the name has just gotten out there, and about how there are so many other things such as Best Hour, such as Two Brain, et cetera. And then also just other affiliates that if you are an affiliate struggling in some way and you reach out to a successful affiliate, even if it's not local, Zia was just referencing like so much of that happens within the ecosystem as a way to figure things out. So anyway, it was a cool conversation for sure, because my takeaway, my perspective, I thought she was saying like, we're not expecting all that stuff from HQ. And what we are expecting from HQ is for them to do whatever they can do to be an excellent brand. And so that we want to be affiliated with. And so anyway, I thought that Don was definitely saying just like that he has done a number of things wrong and that CrossFit kind of almost got too many things, like too many browsers open, and too many things they were trying to do well. And so just like anything that you do, if you try to put too many hats on, then you're not wearing any of them well. And so just kind of speaking to that and how they've kind of focused in on a couple of things to focus on. And so anyway, yet again, I'm paraphrasing all of it. And I'm so sorry I don't have the timestamp to pull up kind of a section that nailed that well. And it is there. It's somewhere halfway through the conversation, I think, if that. But anyway, I enjoyed that.
I think that's an interesting concept, right? So we're at $4,500 a year. And what are we paying for? Okay. And so that's the question that everyone asks, right? That's the it's the $1 million question, right? Or
yes.
It's the $250 million, whatever the value of the company is. That's the question. Right? Because that's where, roughly $50 million a year comes from, right? 25% of the yearly revenue comes directly from that immediately off the top. So that's the question. So is HQ helping everyone run a business, or are they trying to make a cool brand? And I think that's a really interesting statement. It's basically what Larry said is sort of summarizing what you said is don't try to manage us, make CrossFit badass again. And I mean, it just seems like that's like the no-brainer approach because that's what they did in the past, right? Yep. The only thing they managed there was they helped keep the name safe, right? With legal, right? They went after everyone that didn't pay to use the name, and they were a little strict with how you could use the name, right? In the sense of like what your affiliate name could be. And that was pretty much it. And after that, and once you got your L1, that was pretty much it. And so it's interesting that shift happened. People wanted more help. Did they want more help, or did they feel like, I don't know. I don't know why that shift happened, but to me, it seems like that's the way it should be, right? Just make CrossFit fucking dope. Like we know it is, and do all of that, put all of that money there into just making the name, iconic, like in fitness or in general life, and then we'll do the rest, and everything will just come from that. And I mean that just seems like it seems like it's the cheaper way too, right? For CrossFit HQ.
Well, it allows them to focus on less stuff, right? Yeah, and so that's what they were speaking to, and definitely like I think yet again what we have seen. Why has there been such invigoration? The marketing from CrossFit has become more clear about who we are, right? They're starting to make really bold statements about what CrossFit is and who we are.
Which they did in the past, right?
Yes, they did. And then they stopped doing that really at all. And then now they're doing it again. And that is being received quite well. And so, and for those that it's not being received well by, that's fine, right? Like the whole point was this isn't for everybody, right? So that then kind of just like plays off of that as well to me of them also getting clear to the affiliates about what it is that they do and don't do. Once they're clear on that, their communication to the affiliates of here's what you can expect becomes more clear again, And so even if there is a document that says what is and is not, if then they're also trying to do so many other things, then yeah, I liked, I was understanding that he was saying like, yeah, that's actually we are not focused on all of those things. And if that's stuff that you're looking for, go get that in the ecosystem somewhere else. Here's what we are focused on. And so that was great to see from him, you know, of not just trying to like take on all the questions and just try to, I don't know. It was
a
little more pointed, I guess.
Sure. I mean, it makes sense. Right. And so Vicky's question is, overarching question is, does that old model make sense in today's landscape? I think people wanted it to not make sense for a while because they wanted help because the brand itself was dying, right? Or like was struggling, and they were like, oh, we need help, right? Like we need support because people are walking out the door because CrossFit's name. And so that support in what everyone thinks is like, help me keep members in my gym, help me have a better marketing plan, help me have a better business model. You know, but in reality, it does come back all the way basically to that 10,000 foot view of like, just make the brand awesome again, right? Like, do everything you can to be whatever it is we're trying to be. And stick with that. I mean, I think that's a really good point.
And so then make the brand awesome again. What makes the brand awesome to you?
Well, to me, I mean, I'm like me specifically, right? It's the hardo, like do hard things. Like it is so much of like anyone just making themselves uncomfortable regularly just makes them a better human, in my opinion, right? The obstacle is the way is like the motto, right? And CrossFit pulls that out of everybody, right? If you can do CrossFit well in general, you probably can work through a lot of life pretty effectively, even if you're not that intelligent, even if you're, or like you can get through any problem that you have when you can put yourself through a 2-minute and 30-second Fran, like, and you can like take yourself to those points. I just think that it just carries over into life really, really well. And it's just really fucking cool too. And, you know, I think the other thing, and I think one of the reasons why I think it's gotten so popular isn't because of the guys that do it. I think it's because of what it's done to like middle-aged women and like empowerment, like over almost all of it. Because what's the biggest division in every competition? Fucking scaled female, right? Yeah. Everyone's wearing bacon socks up to their knees, the most ridiculous neon, like Fleo shorts, headband, and like just all of it. And I think that's where it is. And so it empowers people that have never been athletic, that have never competed in sport. And I think that's where the biggest influence is. And to me, it allows me to work through my demons, but it just helps people and shows that, hey, we do hard things, and that just carries over into life. And most people that do CrossFit are pretty successful everywhere else, right? Or at least they can manage their challenges pretty well.
So taking it to what does CrossFit need to do to be the badass brand it is to you than being the hardo or whatever. And to me, it's like having like, it's as simple as having high standards. You know, we are known for a number of different things, but certainly having high standards is one of them, you know? And so I think that that's really important of just like the personal responsibility and all of that. Someone said, is my mic off? Is that,
I mean,
do I sound fine?
You're echoing here. Just keep talking. I might be able to.
I don't know. Are you messing with it? Does that sound any better?
Oh, here we go. Now go.
How about now?
Just keep talking. It's not bad.
Okay. Someone said my mic is off. It's not. Let me check my. Thank you guys, by the way. I can look at my mic settings. That did not work, by the way. The one that let me try this one. Oh, that probably fixes it right there.
There it is. Perfect.
Yep. Oh my gosh. Thank you guys so much. I don't know why it did that. I appreciate that. So yeah, anyway, I mean, then it's just clear communication from them about our standards, I think, you know,
Yeah.
And then that like meet people where they are. So it's like both layering those two things together.
Right.
Anyway, yeah, I think they're doing a great job of it, to be honest. Like I think they're doing a really good job of it right now. And so continuing there. Okay, this actually makes me think of, so on the WODprep channel, he posted that video of Hinshaw's take and the whole CrossFit
Mhm.
versus uh High Rocks, or
High
not
Rocks.
versus, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
whatever. And High Rocks actually being a really good feeder system to the affiliates, which I totally agree. And anyway, I had some conversations in the comments, but one of them was pretty funny. One of them said, so let's see here. It was, except that most people now walking into a CrossFit gym that offers High Rocks classes and is also High Rocks affiliated don't know what CrossFit truly is in terms of methodology and rogue aspect against the fitness industry. There is less feeding than Chris seems to articulate. And then I said, I hear constantly that people come in for High Rocks classes, but wind up learning and taking more CrossFit classes in time, coming in for access to ergs, et cetera, and winding up doing pull-ups, overhead squats, and 5-minute workouts. That's a really exciting trajectory. And then someone said, you're overly optimistic to me with no evidence to back it up. The stark reality is CrossFit affiliation for one reason or another is plummeting, and hopes and dreams don't fix that.
It's interesting that that person would say that you're overly optimistic and you have no evidence to back it up, which
Sure.
you may, but
Well,
they
I
have
gave
no.
a bunch in return. I mean, I gave them back a bunch of data.
Yeah, but I mean, they're overly pessimistic and they have no evidence. I mean, they're just on the other side of the coin, right?
Sure.
I mean, they're saying the same thing, just on its head, right? Like it's
Yeah.
word for word, right?
Yeah.
And so people are walking into CrossFit gyms, and whether they make the transition or not, it's fine. But what it does do is it boosts membership in general.
Yeah.
Right. So people are paying a membership. The High Rocks membership is no different than the CrossFit membership. Larry, thank you so much for the sticker.
Yeah. Thank you.
But it was an interesting one for sure. And I think that in time, especially now, right? Because a year ago, the conversation was, will High Rocks overtake CrossFit? And that was a big conversation, right? People were like, oh, is it going to kill it? Right. In the
Yes.
last 12 to 18 months. And that's not the conversation, and not even a little bit. Like it's not even part of the thing anymore. Everyone knows where High Rocks is sitting and like how it's standing. And I think it will be more phase phenomenon, right? Like it'll sort of like it'll peak in, like Chris said, there's 100,000 people doing an event in London at some point. And because it's just a race, there's quite a few people that are CrossFitters that will transition back and do this and prioritize this again, or they just doing this for a short amount of time. The runners will stay. Like I said, the runners will stick there, but the runners will always need to be stronger, right? Which means that they'll continue to do more and more CrossFit type stuff to get better at High Rocks, right? Now, the CrossFitters that are going in, the CrossFitters will do less and less CrossFit during their stint into High Rocks, right? It'll look more like prioritized and very specific training.
Yeah, I don't know that they would do less CrossFit, because technically, according to the methodology, it really,
Right.
I mean, you're not doing hours and hours of training. And so like, I don't know that they would do less of, all they would do is add more running. They would simply just
more. I think
increase their aerobic base.
Sure. From the people I know that are really solid, right? That are strong enough and, that have good enough squat patterns basically in deadlift, then they do more running, right? And they just do more specific training. They just they vary a little less.
Push a slide more. Yeah. Yep.
So there's some things coming in.
Yeah. There's a lot of good conversation coming in. Yeah. It just simply was. I'm with you. I think that we do have evidence of even many of the creators or the people in the fitness industry in some way that over the last couple of years have really taken a step back from CrossFit over the last 6 months how many of those individuals have we seen lean back in, use the name again, give it some sort of, give it props and say why they love it and so on. I mean, we are seeing that turn really occur, even for people who did put distance between themselves and it. I mean, an example of that would be that Craig Ritchie video that was just recently, like, CrossFit is in the title of the video, and it's something about, I didn't watch the whole video, I just skipped right to the segment about the affiliate, but it was like why we drop in at affiliates. And so anyway, that would be like an example of someone that I think it's safe to say kind of took a step away and made the title of a video have CrossFit in it again. That's just one example, but we have many. And yeah, maybe people specify their training a little bit more during doing, but I mean, people who are leading up to a competition, even during the open, you see people, change their training a little bit to gear it towards the open. And so you're still going to have more and more people become introduced to CrossFit for training for High Rocks, which is amazing. And then for those that are High Rocksers, that are CrossFitters, they'll go run a race or 2 or 3 or 10 over the course of time. But like we've drank the Kool-Aid of even, a broader range of things to train with. And there's just something really special about that. I don't want to just do the same 9 things.
Right. Jeremy says pessimistic view is in vogue. It was for the last 5 years. And so many things are shifting over the last 5 years of like what was growing and now what isn't. And the viewpoint on the average person, I think a lot of things are changing. And I think people are just realizing that this just isn't the case, right? Like it's, especially if we're talking about CrossFit, like you can't argue with the tide is turning at all.
There's a lot of interesting comments in here. I like this one. Avera, CJ, what I hear you saying that makes people hesitant to try CrossFit is ultimately what makes them passionate about the methodology. I think I agree with that. And I like that a lot. And that's where, yet again, it's our responsibility to communicate it. I was in a meeting last night and I was talking to a woman. She was asking what I do. And I said, one of the things I do is I get to travel in CrossFit, MC CrossFit competitions. And she goes, what? I thought that was dead, And so then we got to have a conversation about it. And then I'm like, yeah, it's actually really far from dead. And here are the things that happened. I tried to make that very brief, but give her a few data points and then say, and here's what happened recently. And there's enough work there for me to, anyway. And this, my internet install person this week, like, oh, my aunt does it. And she says, whatever. And then next thing you know, like I'm just simply inviting them to the affiliate. Like those are organic, natural things that are occurring that like, they're communicating. Like I get to tell them, hey, actually it's not as scary as you think. You should totally come try it. It's the most effective methodology for health and it's super fun. And then whether they do or don't, but like that's the organic way back to growth. Right.
Right. And I think this statement is what we lost, right? Because why most people were passionate sort of died with the sale in this like 30 million people into CrossFit sort of thing, right? Like, it's for anyone, but not for everyone. And we lost that. Like they tried to make it for everyone, right? Sure. We lost our position and our like hard stance on standards and, pushing the fitness needle and the, sickness, wellness, fitness continuum. Like we just didn't have those, like you said, those standards. And so, and I think they're coming back and I think it invigorates us, which as we've said a million times on this show is we're the number one marketing avenue for CrossFit.
Yeah. And again, why do those conversations in my life come up? Well, there's something like, I mean, the one with the internet person, it's simply because they're just like, I came from a workout. There's like chalk down my leg, and anyway, and so they just simply ask like, oh, you work out, huh? And so like those conversations happen in day-to-day life all the time. And there are always opportunities, which is then exciting. Good point. Shout out Jenna Haka and just go off, girl. Yep. Avera also made another interesting point.
Avera is so inspirational today.
The number one problem, this is unrelated. Well, anyway, problem boxes in my area face right now is membership costs. My box alone lost 5 members in October due to the inability to manage membership fees in a plummeting economic climate. Sorry. I mean, the value for what obviously we understand, because to me, I'm like, gosh, the price for what you get in comparison to something like a personal training model is insane. And I, am very involved in a personal training ecosystem that is outside of CrossFit here locally as well. And I see the caliber of service that you get, and like the values there tenfold. But that's a very like unique perspective, right? And so then I do understand also that like the economic climate is insane right now as far as cost of living goes. It's just
Yeah. It's
crazy.
tough. Yeah, it's tough for sure. But like you said, and like Sean says, personal training, it's not even close, right?
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, even in the middle of nowhere, like Midwest, where you would assume it's probably the cheapest personal training might be $35 or $50 for an hour or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's 3 sessions probably on average, right? 3 personal training sessions versus a month's membership.
Right.
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 And in like a session with me for PT is more, one session, 1 hour is more than a month's membership of CrossFit. And like by a lot. Like it's not even close.
Yeah.
And so
comparing it in that way, yeah, it definitely.
But people add a different value to their health from like when they're in pain versus their health of just being fit. And so that's the problem, right? It's like us figuring out how to like, hey, you would spend this much. I mean, probably spend this much in two nights out a month. I mean, I know the last couple of times I've gone out, it's one night out, right?
Easily.
We have a couple drinks, and we go to not a burger joint. Like it's over $100.
I'm gonna tell you what, on that front, my cost of living is so much cheaper than it used
For
to
sure.
be.
We don't. It's I took
You stopped drinking and you got your bill.
Wow.
A lot.
Man, now I can order 2 meals every time I go out.
See, I can order 4.
One of my buddies got
Like
engaged.
a nice place.
One of my buddies got engaged a while ago, and we hadn't seen them. He was one of my fraternity brothers, and he was in my wedding, and we never thought he'd get married, right? He was like one of those guys, and he's been with this girl for a long time, and she's great, and we hadn't seen them in a while. So me, parent, and we took them out, and or we asked them to go to dinner, and I paid for the bill, like probably like, I don't know, not the nicest restaurant in town, but a nicer one downtown, right?
Ooh, was it the one that? Which one was it?
Union Public House.
Oh, I haven't been there.
And so it was it was crazy. It was like $365, and I was like, wow. I was like, holy shit.
Yep.
Like, this is wild. But it was like their engagement, like their engagement party present, and so it was great. But it was crazy how much it was.
Yep.
Especially with drinks, and we all had a few, right? And it was more on alcohol than it was on the food, for sure. It's not even close. But coming back to it, thinking of that, right? It's continuing to create that value. Like people don't hesitate when, like, I use the physical therapy like angle on whatever the price is, but as soon as I use the fitness angle, it's just different. People have this different mindset and this different relationship with spending money there. So.
And then you take, and of course, now we have the added layer of the, like so Corey Leonard, how much is your health worth? Your health and well-being worth? Being sick is hella expensive. And now we also have, yet again, this is where getting this to the consumer is going to take time, and that's fine. But explaining now, not only do you have, yes, those details of like if you go out to dinner versus whatever, but if you get them into an affiliate and you get them to take a level 1, like, I mean, I certainly have clients that I'm like, hey, go take your level 1 so that you can get access to, and they're not even currently members at an affiliate. That's a goal for me personally, but they're not right now. But I know that they're healthy individuals, and I'm like, go get access to community care. I got to tell you about this, And so once you add that layer of that onto things, like that's a whole other added cost savings.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%.
For health.
Yeah,
So
for sure. I am more and more and more excited about community care as Jen and McCoy we chat with them, and it's amazing for sure. And all 31 of you watching, if you have health insurance and you pay for it, and obviously you're all in the CrossFit space and you're in the States, if you pay for your own health insurance and you're not getting it fully covered by your job or whatever, you should 100% look into it. The value save and the effectiveness of it, the support you get, the real health benefits behind it, the lab screenings, the contact points, it's just uncomparable. It's just on a whole nother level, and you guys should all consider it. We're gonna have them on soon again.
I just sent you, by the way, the summit that she referenced. I sent it to you via DMs and text. The post that they made, the CrossFit Medical Society, a week ago about the event in San Diego, February 21st. I don't know if you want to pull that up. Sorry, 21st and 22nd of next year, if you want to pull that up at all.
Larry, I'm telling you, shift it. Yeah. Exactly. And so Jeremy made this, if he's got 100% VA, then it's fine. You don't need it. And it's great.
Right.
But you can still access like their lab. Like that's free to not free, but it's accessible to everybody. Yeah. It's just cheaper to members. Right. Yeah. But everyone can get their lab panel, which is much more specific to us. Right. We are different humans than the general population. And so I think even at $200, because I think it's $200 just for anyone that just goes through them. Right. You know what it was?
I think at most, it's $200. I think it may have been slightly less, but either way for their comprehensive blood work panels.
Right. I think it's $200 for anyone, and then it's like $99 for us, or it's included in your first 3 months of signing up or something like that. All right.
Yeah. Well, and then too, I was talking to one of my clients that's also in the current medical system about blood work, and one of the things that Dr. Tom was talking a lot about was the canary in the coal mine, is how he referenced fasting insulin as one of the biomarkers that is very worth paying attention to, because it will kind of give you an alarm first, well before you have real problems. It was my understanding based on what he was saying. Go listen to him talk about it. But anyway, and so I was asking that person that I work with that's in the medical system, like, how would he have to go about getting access to that biomarker for himself, and he didn't even know. Like, we just don't do that.
Right. Yeah. I have no idea. I feel like I need to do it. Maybe we'll bring some light to my situations. This is cool. Is it 3 days, 2 days? 7 EUs, I think is what they said. Yeah, they asked us to come, and so me and Claire are considering. I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll see.
I'm very interested in going. Yeah, but who should attend? The summit is ideal for CrossFit affiliate owners, coaches, and fitness professionals interested in expanding their impact beyond fitness and comprehensive health coaching. It's for healthcare professionals looking to integrate with fitness facilities. Healthcare professionals looking to integrate with fitness facilities will also benefit from attending. So
I wonder if
really cool stuff they're doing.
I wonder if Active Life and CrossFit Medical Society will cross paths and be on the same page, or if they're completely at odds.
I truly don't know. I remember Active Life from years ago. Whenever,
yeah, I mean, they're trying to turn
some stuff through
trainers
them, but I'm not sure.
into health professionals, right? Without like giving them the knowledge to like address pain and injury and things like that.
Yeah, we help coaches become the go-to professional when clients have pain and poor movement.
Right. Tristan. Yeah, it's like medical societies like trying to pull the provider into the fitness space, and then Active Life trying to pull the fitness provider into the medical space. And it's just an interesting one, but obviously it's a totally different thing. It's just pain and injury. I do wish there was a virtual option. Definitely. But
Jocelyn also just posted there's a new course from CrossFit Education about nutrition, which she posted about one that's an in-person single day 7 CEUs. But anyway, this is a new course, so that's cool. Nutrition for the everyday CrossFit affiliate or CrossFit athlete.
Very nice.
Anyway,
give me the Give me the notes on it. I know you'll take it. All right.
Well, that one's an in-person that I realistically will not travel to, but that doesn't mean there won't be more going on. That one's happening in North Carolina, but nutrition is the foundation of health and performance in CrossFit training. Yet many athletes struggle to align their diet with their training. Nutrition for the everyday CrossFit athlete is a one-day in-person course designed to cut through the confusion and provide practical evidence-based strategies to fuel your workouts, support longevity, and optimize well-being. Anyway, instruction: you will spend the day with our resident nutritionist, CrossFit seminar staff trainer, CrossFit Level 4 certified coach, and 15-year affiliate owner, Jocelyn Riley. So yeah, more awesome stuff.
I love it. They're pumping it out. All right. Taking a hard shift into the next thing that I want to talk about. So the season has been announced, and as early as it's ever been announced, right? And we're in the beginning of November, and we have a really, really good idea of dates, times, locations, qualifying processes, and I think we're going to hit a really, really, really big roadblock when the quarterfinals end. A huge one, unless there's some parameters that are created from now till then.
Did you immediately start thinking about this? Was this something that you started thinking about once you had a conversation with Joe? It was straight out of the gate.
It was straight out of the gate. Well, It was straight out of the gate when I realized everyone was going to do the same thing.
Yeah.
And NorCal's not. They have their own qualifying process, which is great. But so far, if everyone is doing, and then I tried to bring it up on Spin, and they just sort of walked over it. I'm like, it's not that important. And I was like, guys, they're like, they won't travel. And I'm like, did you see Hannah Black travel across the entire fucking world to try to qualify?
And as long as they have access to funds, they probably, they'll do that.
Right.
Yeah.
And so this is for Magic
Why
City.
would they not? They're trying to make this their whole shtick.
Yep. So this is for Magic City specifically, which will basically invite the top 42. So it says top invites worldwide. And this is the same for everybody, by the way. This isn't just Magic City. This is Legends and Syndicate in Magic City so far. That's all we know. I don't think we know anyone else, but assume that they're all going to be almost identical. Top athletes worldwide in the quarterfinals will receive the invite. Okay. Awesome. That's exactly what it should do. Okay. That's exactly what it should do. But Legends, which is April 24th, 26th, that's 3 weeks from the end of quarterfinals, not from who actually gets invited, because they have to go through a review process, unless they just don't plan on going through a review process. Who gets invited? Top 20 worldwide will receive an invite. Okay. Well, then what happens when that same 20 is the same 20 for Syndicate, which is a month later? Because they're going to accept both, because they're a month apart and they don't know if they're going to make it. So they're going to accept both. The same 20 people. Now, this is a month different. It's in the States, blah, blah, blah. But there's only going to be 3 people that qualify out of NorCal. Legends. And to say that the other 17 don't just shift to Syndicate is bonkers. And so then there's only 3 more people. There's only 3 new people that get invited now.
Mm-hmm.
Realistically, it's nowhere near going to be that, because people just aren't going to travel. But it's going to be a lot. And there's going to be a lot of people pulling out last minute because they couldn't get funds. But initially, as soon as quarterfinals are done, people are going to accept that initial invite thing. Someone's going to accept 4 or 5 if they're in the top 20 in quarterfinals.
Well, and so then I guess really, if we look, I'm trying to get to the whole entire season. Anyway, so now that we have the entire schedule, so basically, like, the thought is the athletes will accept the invitations from all of them, and then once they get their ticket, then they'll go ahead and pull. But realistically, like the time between this event and this event for them to take their spot, to remove themselves from the pot and then for someone to backfill, like that's a short period of time, weeks at most, that next athlete has to know that then it just comes down to like, okay, so then those athletes that would receive a backfill know that they need to be structuring their training as if it's go time kind of throughout that section of the season. Is that basically what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Tristan, I don't think I was under the impression that there were no geofencing in any competition this year. That was the whole purpose of it. Where did you find out that there's a is it? I totally missed that.
You're pulling that up, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm like surfing.
Cool. While you do that, nutrition is very simple. No processed sugar. No need to take a course. Avera, I agree that we can make things like we cannot overcomplicate it, and that's beautiful. And that itself, I strongly agree with that. And that's so simple. And then I think for someone like me, I want to learn more because there is so much nuance and beauty to all of these different foods that have all of these specific micronutrients or whatever that can really provide a number of different health benefits. And so you can make it really simple for the masses, totally. And that's amazing. And so that's where it's like, this course is for somebody who really wants to nerd out, and that's wonderful, or someone who wants to, like for me, working with clients with chronic illness, I really want to understand nutrition at a really deep level that I can provide them with as much information as I can find that can be helpful to their specific issues that they're walking through. And so courses like this for someone like me, who just really enjoys it and thinks that there's a lot more that you can go deeper with it all. Anyway.
Yes. Avera will only argue with me. He won't argue with you.
He said no argument.
No, I saw it. Okay, it says it right here.
Yeah, Vicky says there's a ton of nuance to nutrition. Yes, we can make some simple broad statements, but then really, yeah, there's a lot of beauty and anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. And so this is going to be a huge, I think the geofencing is, I thought Dave said no. I thought Dave said they weren't doing that, but I guess they can't control, or they're choosing not to control whatever that is. We did it last year. So to say that it's not, I got it. I got it, Tristan, calm your shit. To say that it's not fair is but either way, the fact that the fact that it's the same thing, and you can't have the same invite process and there be no geofencing. That defeats the entire purpose of it. It means the same 20 people are going to get the invite.
So you're happy that the French Throwdown is geofencing?
I'm certainly not happy because that will be self-selected, but I don't think it's a problem. The problem is Legends and Syndicate and all the other, like, someone is going to have the funds, right? Like I don't know who, like if Danny Spiegel was doing the season and she finished 18th in the Open, which she very well could. Open is pretty good for her, right? She usually has a pretty good Open score. She has the funds to travel all the way around the world with no problem, easily, and could try and qualify a bazillion times. Okay. And will she make it? Is she going to be top 3 anywhere? Probably not. Maybe she will. I mean, she did great at Rogue. Maybe she finds like the perfect one. But this is we're going to see the same people, and I don't know how they fix that. I don't know if they put a limit on how many you can do, or you can only attempt one, and then you have to go into. That's what John said, is one into semifinals or into the online. But there's going to need to be something.
I actually found it pretty cool to see how many athletes went all over the place because, yes, they did have to have access to funds, right? But if you're pretty high level and you use social media, you could probably get that done with work, right?
Mhm.
But anyway, I did not mind seeing the athletes that were like, I'm gonna die for this, you know? I thought that was really cool to see their dedication that went all over the place. So I don't know. I mean, I hear you, and I don't know how much of an issue that I feel that I have with it.
Mhm. Avera asked, if you're an elite athlete, I'm not. I want to be. I coach them. Do you like the 23 format or the format we have now? 23 format was not even close. It's way better. Like there's regionals, qualify, everyone does the same test. Hold on,
Big cost.
my kid's
Big cost.
choking over there.
Is he with you?
No, I have the monitor on,
Yeah.
making sure he takes another breath. Okay, I think he's fine.
You want
uh,
you're good. You
yeah.
know how to be a dad. I'll just be here.
So the best format is the regional format, which is the semifinal format. It's the same thing. But I think that was our most ideal. And they qualify in a region, they get sent to a regional, and then you do another test, and then it goes from there. And so, but I do enjoy this one because it gives, it like shares the pie, right? It allows competitions to do their thing, but there needs to be a different format to what this is, right? Whether it's, I don't know, everyone has their own qualifier, which they can't do. And I don't have an answer for it. I have to sit and really chew on it, but this is going to get really muddy really fast. And I'm just nervous about it. And I just hate seeing the writing on the wall for problems, because some of these, I just feel like this one is predictable. Like, okay, we need to address this thing that's going to happen. And I think CrossFit misses that a lot when it comes to sport.
So also let's layer in, which yet again, I don't know that I have I think that this is going to play out just fine. Right. But I understand the reservations, and I don't know that I feel them as strongly, but
feel my reservations, Claire.
Okay? I don't.
Join me.
I think we're probably going to get the fittest people to the games one way or another. And so I don't know that I have much problem with it, but I can wish that the athletes that'll get that backfill spot could have more advance notice so that they could really gear their training right around that specific event, and they could book their travel and all of those things well in advance. But yet again, look, we headed a positive direction, as it's not even 2026 and we already have all of this information. So there is that, right? And then from there, then if I'm so I think another interesting thing is something like Legends at Del Mar. We know, because we had a conversation with Joe the other day, that they are going to involve other individuals in the process of programming, which has been the overarching complaint from many, is dissatisfaction with their programming. Well, they're saying they're going to involve other people, but we don't know who all is going to be involved in that, versus, I think, what did you guys say, that there was programming from Mayhem for 7 events last year? Is that what y'all said?
Say that one more time.
Mayhem was involved in the programming for
7. They programmed 7 events.
So, then, as an athlete, if I know that JR is involved in the programming at this one, and I know that, that's another fun layer of, but I don't know that I dislike that either. If you know who's involved in programming, but then you have something like Del Mar where are we going to know who's involved in that? Are they going to share that? I don't know.
Right.
They may not,
I agree. And so, yeah, it's the system. I think where we're at is a really good point. I just know we're going to run into some problems at this, and only maybe the top 60 or 70 people in the world are going to get to qualify. I'm just worried that anyone, and so,
but that's fine. That's okay.
It's not okay.
Why?
because exactly what Tristan said, because then it kills the motivation of basically everyone from 100 to 200 in the world who are still deemed fittest on the planet, pretty close, and they won't even get to a second chance to play.
Does it kill their motivation? Does it make them hungrier to be in the top 60?
I would say it should, but when you're talking about like it at that level, it starts to get exponentially higher and higher and higher. And it makes it challenging for people to become professional more so, right?
Yes.
It gives the current professional more advantage, very much like the PGA Tour, you know, and I hate that we come back to this a lot, but it is kind of in general similar. And it is the ones who know they're going to make it or have the money just create a bigger gap from those that are like bootstrapping it and are almost fit enough.
Yep.
You know, and so that's why a lot of people were really upset with regionals, right? Because there was just less of this next stage in-person competition happening. So, you know, now if they're inviting 50 people to each one of these, then that's different. But like Legends doing 20, which I don't think that'll be the case. I think it'll be more. It sounded like Joe was considering even doing 30 already, right? Because of lane size. Now, if that number is 40 every single competition, that's a totally different story, right? Because not everyone, but if it's only 20, so if all 10 semifinals, right, or however many there are, 9, only did 20, there would be so much overlap because those same 20 people have the money, right? Those are pretty much all professional athletes sponsored things. And so I think it would cannibalize and overtake it too much. But you know, it'll play, like you said, it will play out. I just think we're going to run into some problems, and even more so, not so much of who's going to be there, but last minute changes, and they're going to be trying to fill spots with basically you're just going to get lucky because Dallin qualified at Legends and pulled out of Syndicate and or whatever it is, or decided not to do Syndicate in the last minute, and just whoever lives in the East is going to get the invite or is going to be able to go because they can make a 2-day trip to, you know, Knoxville from Pittsburgh versus like France, you know? And so I don't know if that's fair either, right? You'll get lucky because of like your geographical location.
Being in the top 60, Tristan, of the world is not just like, oh, I'll train harder now for people. And you shouldn't need to be top 60 worldwide to go to Legends. So then I'm curious if that's like, you shouldn't need to be, and this is, I'm taking in information right now. Cause I would assume from both of you, it's you want opportunities for more bubble athletes to be able to compete in person for these spots is what it sounds like, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So then Tristan, based on that statement, you shouldn't need to be top 60 worldwide to go to Legends. Then what is the solve for that in your mind of what should you need to be? If it's not top 60 worldwide, then what is it? Top 120 worldwide?
Geographical location, probably.
Okay. So the solve for that would
most
simply
likely,
be top 60 in your
which is totally different
region.
than top 60 in the world. Correct.
Yeah, absolutely. It's different.
Yeah.
Yes.
So like, that's the easy one. Is it the right one? I don't know. That's the lowest hanging fruit. Keep talking. I'm just going to go like poke my head in.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I wish I could pull stuff up now because I would really like to, well, this is a different direction. And I told him to, let's see here. I think my proposal above allows bubble athletes more opportunities. So I guess I can click on it. That would be this proposal. In 2023, you had one chance to qualify for semifinals. What if they limited the number of in-person semifinal events and you could participate in to say 2? Would that solve most problems that you see? So then that would be not only like that you can participate in, but that you could, because the whole point of this is that people would say they're going 18 places and then once they get their ticket, then back out of everything else. And so would the whole, what if they number the in-person semifinals you could participate in? Does that mean that you would even register for to begin with? So you wouldn't try to put your hat in and then remove it? And then Tristan Geolock, the semis, and CrossFit HQ drafts athletes to the semis. Okay, wait, I want him back in on this comment.
All right. I'm back.
You good?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
Tristan,
I probably only have like 5 minutes now because he caught me, but he's alive. But he's awake.
okay. And I did just send you one more thing to pull up too that I want you to pull up, but it's in relation to this, but also it's a pivot. So fair warning. Geolock the semis, and CrossFit HQ drafts athletes to the semis in their region so that the depth of field at each is relatively balanced.
Yeah, I mean, yes, and so that's sort of like what they did in 22 and 23 when they sort of sent people to different places. And so I don't know. I don't know if that's always the answer because then you have weak regions, and I don't really care. You know, I'm very much like share John's sentiment that I don't think every continent needs to be represented at the games. If that's not the
If
case,
the fitness is not there.
yeah, I want the best people there. And so I don't have an answer. It was just more of I think there will be a something come up, and even if it's not so much that all the same people are doing it, right? So say people just don't want to spend the money, which for sure might happen, right? Might be a few that are like, let's make it happen. I'm going everywhere. Um, uh, and I'm just going to take out loans or I don't know. I don't know how people do it, by the way. The athlete life is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Like the non heavily sponsored athlete life is wild. But the last minute changes are going to be a really big deal. Like we're going to be trying to fill random people in the middle, like a couple days, very much how it was to Mayhem, right? How many people pulled out last minute at Mayhem and everyone was grumpy and upset. That's going to happen again.
I already pulled this one up,
Mm-hmm.
but you were out for a second. What if they limit the number of in-person semifinals that you could participate in to say 2? So to me, I'm understanding that is not just participate in, but even like put your hat in the ring to begin with. Like you pick 2, that's your 2. If you back out of 1, that's on you.
Right. Yeah. And that's what I like. John said 1. I was like, oh, I think 2 could be the number. And it sounds like it would be
1,
ideal.
you wouldn't want to see that though, because then you would have a situation like say that the 3 boys that we've talked about that have said they want to go to Del Mar, go to Del Mar. Like if it was only you could sign up for 1 and they all did, like, I mean, that would just so not work, right?
It would. You're right. 100%.
Yeah, that would be awful.
People would see, oh, Justin, James, and Dallin are there. No one else is going to make it. And then it would be those 3. And then
only one of them would make it.
And then, well, no, 3
Well, I guess
go.
you would still have the
3
online.
No,
option.
3 go. 3 make it. What do you mean?
Like if they could only, is he saying that 1, like they can only sign up for 1 in person? The athlete can only sign up for 1 in person.
Yeah, but Del Mar qualifies 3 people. So if those 3 signed up,
yeah, gotcha.
The other 17 would for sure be so far down the list. I don't see how I don't understand how a snake draft would, like a snake draft and then and they get to pick.
That would be fun. I mean, at this point,
so
everything's changed so much every year anyway.
So the snake draft, then everyone just picks 1 place. So do they get the snake draft and they get 1, and then everyone has to go to the online? Is that the gist? So I mean, it would be dope. I mean, the draft will always be dope, but I'm trying to envision like what the draft would accomplish. So like winner of the open, I don't know, Emma Lawson wins. She gets to pick where she wants to go. Does she get 2 picks? Does she get 1 pick? Okay, 1 pick. All right. So everyone just gets
that was just a yes. That wasn't a
no. Well, it's always behind. So like it was yes to before I asked for 1 or 2 picks.
Okay.
It is 1 pick. Yeah, you'll always have to assume whatever's coming up has been up on YouTube for like 7 seconds or something like that. It's kind of a big delay.
Okay.
Interesting. I mean, it would be cool, right? And it would be for a great story. Would it be the most fair? I don't know, because then if you're 100th, which is still awesome in the world, but I mean, I guess you could go anywhere.
Well, let's come back to the question of if this was the scenario, would you still get the fittest people to the games?
Yeah, you'd probably get the most fittest people, but I think some people would be at a disadvantage, like geographically. Someone in the States would end up having to go to Torian. You know what I mean? And which is fine. I mean, it is what it is. Like we can't solve all the world's all the CrossFit sport problems in one decision, but it would be neat. I just don't want just don't like, again, something should be discussed at the higher ups. And Joe said that they were going to talk about it in some capacity.
About how they go about their invitations.
Yeah. Or like this potential problem. He was like, it's been in the talks, and we're going to have a meeting this week about it. So hopefully it's something shown.
I don't know. I mean, I would agree that just the concept of a snake draft, especially if that was a live thing, that could be really fun.
Oh yeah, 100%. It would be awesome.
Without a doubt. Yeah. I don't know. Do you feel after this conversation, do you feel any more peaceful about what's happening, or literally none?
Well, no, I mean, we didn't solve anything. I still
we
think
didn't.
Problems are going. Yeah, I mean,
we talked about it.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't come up with a solution. No. A snake draft is basically like the winner of the Open gets to pick their first one where they want to go. The second place then picks, third place then picks, fourth place then picks. Bam, 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 and they all pick one. They just pick where they're going to go, and it's live on the screen. And so CrossFit HQ could do it. You call them in, and and they're sitting there. Like, you could do whatever. Everyone's just webcammed in on a Zoom, and they just get pulled up right there, and bam. And it's like, all right, Pat Vellner, Delmar, Justin Medeiros, Delmar, I don't know, whatever else. And then, if they're not going, media would be so cool. It would rival maybe not this past Open, but maybe, I don't know, the last few years Open live watches. Like there'd be 20,000 people watching this if CrossFit did this, and they just pulled up all these people on screens.
All right, who's running this?
I know.
Who's running the draft?
I know, it would be so sick. I mean, you could have. I mean, Hobart could do it. It wouldn't. You just need, you, I don't know, bring in, I don't know, someone super entertaining. It's just not John.
I used to do the drafts, be the draft girl or whatever at a golf club where I lived years ago. It was fun.
For
just a group of guys that would come in the golf club, and we would do a live in-person draft.
Drafting what?
NFL.
Fantasy draft.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, sorry. I guess I'm sorry. That's different. But still the concept of it being live and so on. Yes. Yeah. That's what different than athletes being drafted, but still.
You could be, you get come out, you're like, pick number 2, were you the ring girl? Is that how that works?
It's definitely, no, it was a lot more simple than that, but it was super fun. It was still, you just stand at the front and whatever. And it was fun. Anyway.
Yeah.
So let me ask you and I'm curious if John Wood is still, I saw his name in the chat at one point, and I'm curious if it's still there, because he would be I don't know, perennial or whatever, semifinal level athlete. And so for you, as someone who coaches an athlete at that level right now, that is trying to make it to the games and is currently can participate in these things, how do you feel about this?
Pause. Did I miss this? Were you actually saying that?
Oh, no, I definitely didn't expect that. I just said that came to my mind.
Yeah. Fuck the chat, you piece of shit.
No, sorry. I like that, but that was not the expectation, to say the least. No, I just had the thought in real time. I was like, who would do this? And then I was like, oh, I've done something sort of anyway, whatever, brain squirrel. So how do you feel about all of this, considering that that you have an athlete that you coach personally, that you would like to see get as many in-person opportunities as possible to compete at the highest possible level, and knowing that this is tough?
Are you talking to me or John?
You and John would be one of the athletes. So both.
Yeah. I mean, that's for sure why it's challenging, because I coach a bubble athlete, right? That is very much on that fence, and it will be very hard for her to get an invite in this structure if everyone does this, right? French Throwdown has another version. 24, Gucci was 58th coming out of the Open in Europe. It was when they had shifted to 40, right? Or no, she was 49th. And so she didn't get the invite to 2024. And after the year before was 60, right? And then the year before she was 120th. And so she made a huge jump. And so potentially she could still, right? Quarterfinals are much better for her than the open. The style of workout, she did very, very well. And I have faith that she'll get there, but it's just not guaranteed, even though like she could arguably be the best athlete in Iceland. And I mean, she could be a lot better than some of these girls that, just do better qualify. And so it's a tough one, right? Because she's right on the line. And so it's a it makes it tougher, right? To just be like, oh, this is going to be fine, because it might not be fine and it might not work out in her favor. So yeah, that's where we're at. I think that's a thing. I mean, I have full confidence in her fitness that it will, and it won't be a big deal. But we haven't like made that jump fully to where we know we're going to be top 50 in the world in the open or anything like that. And so, or in quarterfinals. And so, and maybe we will this year, which we're definitely trending in that direction. But at this point, it's not a guarantee. And so that makes me worried, right? I'm like heavily invested in her success.
Yep. Yeah. So obviously the number of people that are feeling that exact thing that you're feeling for their own situations is obviously many.
Avera, do the open standings dictate heat assignments on day one? I mean, I don't think it really matters. I think it would be great to find a way for the open to be important. But the quarterfinal model deprioritizes the open and makes it more of a community thing. But so many people like the quarterfinal model that we didn't at first. And then we took it away, and then everyone realized that we did, and which was great. Like it was more of like taking away a toy that like your kid doesn't play with anymore, and then they they threw on the ground and they were being mean to, and you're like, okay, fine, we're gonna take our toy away because you were being mean to the toy, and now you don't get the toy, right? And now it's their favorite toy. That's exactly what Dave did with quarterfinals, and so everyone does. This is the better model. It would be cool somehow to incentivize open participation. So that's a whole nother topic, right? To find ways to improve open participation. That's a top-down gym owner approach and thing, and more things. Let's say Gucci will get consideration for in-person. Is there one? We haven't talked about it yet. She is doing the Icelandic Championships this weekend, and so that's our focus right now. And so we haven't talked about the season structure at all yet, and we won't till I don't know, mid next week or something like that. But then we will, once we know more of the qualifying processes, if she's going to come to the States or not for anything, if that's the better option. And so we'll go through that route, but assuming she'll stay in Europe at some point for one of them at least.
I guess as I'm heavily invested in my own enjoyment. That's funny. I mean, we're all going to be entertained one way or another. We will be entertained, and we will find something to talk about.
That's right.
I did send you something. You want to pull that up?
Yeah.
Related to the open.
I got it.
Concept here in putting that much money out on the table, and you want the money. It's easy, man. You know, do you have an iPhone? Do you have a flip cam? You have a pull-up bar, some dumbbells? Come get it. Come get the money. Come get the money. We're testing for fitness in the extreme. And if the question is like, what's in it for me? Everything or nothing, kind of depending on your mindset or involvement with the community. I got this problem with this my dick's bigger than yours contest where no one's dick's out and there's no rulers. There's a proof of concept here in putting that much money out on the table. And
had you seen that yet?
I haven't. I feel like I've seen this clip at some point. Like those were like the clip itself. I've seen. I haven't seen Souza post it, but I've seen that clip before because that's always been the, hey, it's here. Come make as much money as you want to try using this brand.
Yep.
And so,
well, and it's so awesome. There's like, this was shared sometime yesterday, and there's 250 sends. I just love seeing these clips of him talk. I mean, how many years ago was this, right? Like this was a long time ago.
Yes.
Yeah. And so I feel that last the open, what's in it for me, everything or nothing, depending on your mindset and involvement with the community, still rings so true today.
Yeah. It's, yeah, I mean, we're just like, we're just like, I don't know, like giddy children, right? It's like the ice cream shop always about this. And so, but I think it's good. It's,
Happy to be
Nick,
here. I love my
yeah,
ice cream.
I know. Yeah. You don't. No, you don't. You eat your,
Oh,
I don't know.
hey, dairy's not off the table. Like
Um,
real dairy with the fat that it came with.
yeah. And it's so funny. I was just about to make a mention of this, Jeremy. Maybe not that harsh, but this is like what we need. We just need someone that's going to come out and just be a little, not Glassman profound, but just a little more followable.
Well, it's safe to say he's allowing the media department to do their job.
Yes, I mean, it took 5 years.
I understand that, but he's not getting in the way and hushing them up, and they are saying bold statements.
Yeah, I agree.
That's good.
It is good. It's definitely a start. And
I mean,
maybe,
in a perfect world,
we
we would have somebody like a Glassman
yeah,
again,
but
or have,
maybe we don't need that. Like maybe we just need it to not be Glassman's face, and it just needs to be like a brand, and that's okay. And it's just always the brand, and then the voice is the brand. It doesn't need to be a person behind. Like the voice doesn't need to be a specific person. It just needs to be like the voice of CrossFit, right? And it's just what the message is over and over and over and over again. I mean, AI can do a lot of stuff. Maybe we just take everything that Glassman ever said and we make it into a new voice, and it's CrossFit's voice. And then every time there's like a very inspirational video like this, it's just like CrossFit forging elite fitness, and it's like the new voice. I don't know, like the guy from EA Sports, it's in the game.
Yeah, and it's like not even. Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
But,
I think the amount of is reverence the right term that we have today for the things. Like I think it's just really, I love seeing the clips of him talking 10, 15 years ago and seeing how on point they still are, and how so many of us just weren't thinking in that way, whatever. I don't know. I listened to stuff today and I just have a very different perspective than I had a decade plus ago,
Vicky, seems like the problem is anyone at HQ isn't as passionate as Greg was. I know one, and it's Jenna for sure. That girl, dude. If there's anyone who came in not knowing shit about CrossFit, and she really didn't, and someone who knows a lot about it, and it's interesting because she has access to everything, like to the servers that no one has access to. So she gets to grow her CrossFit love and passion and belief way deeper than all of us do, because
so cool.
She gets to see everything that has been put behind walls that they don't want to release, or for whatever reason. Like she gets access to all of it. There's just server after server after server, and thousands and thousands and thousands of hours of content that's never been released, and she gets to learn through all of it. Mm-hmm. And so just an interesting one, but I know one, right? And it's her, and she's pretty fucking important. Now there probably are some people there that kind of suck still, and maybe eventually they'll be gone. Yeah, I don't know if this, I mean, I know in like common, and so the CEO should provide that voice. Maybe he doesn't need to. Maybe that Vicky asked earlier, like, is the old model the current way of doing it? Like, if we force someone into that position that isn't Greg, and then we try to assume that he's going to act like him, maybe that'll bite us in the ass even more. Maybe they just need to step out of their own way and let the marketing thing in the machine do its thing and rebuild the brand itself, not necessarily this I don't know, person we look up to, right? This leader.
Oh, an example of that would be part of their most recent campaign, the willingness one.
Mhm.
That was a voice that, often we hear things with voices we do recognize. That was a voice that I don't think, did anyone recognize that voice? That was, there was B-roll going over it the entire time. I don't know who that was. I even looked it up because I'm like, who is that? And so maybe somebody does know. I certainly didn't. And so that was faceless. It was clear communication, being bold, using the imagery that is CrossFit in affiliates, but we have no idea who said it. It still hit, but we have no idea who said it.
Right.
You pulling that up or no?
You
don't need
which
to.
one? Oh,
it's just the barrier being, are you willing?
Did you send a new one? Oh, there it is.
No. Oh, well, the one I sent was, I was just curious do you know who that is?
When Nerds Teach. No. Oh,
Oh,
is this
really?
the girl that's like starting CrossFit?
Yeah. And they just had her on the CrossFit podcast. And then immediately following that, she went to an L1. Like
Nice.
they paid for her to go, which is so cool. And so she went to it, and her takes afterwards are absolutely hilarious. It's an Instagram account, when_nerds_teach. Probably a lot of people here already have seen some of her videos. They've gone really viral in our space, but hearing her perspective on the L1 is so good.
I'll have to watch it. Yeah.
Now she has access to community care.
I love how relentless you are. I do.
You're welcome.
It's my favorite.
Also use code WODprep for a discount.
That's right. $100 off for your first 3 months or something like that.
I have no idea what it is, but it is a discount.
Is she funny? Let's see.
Is she funny? Have you not watched any of her stuff?
I've only just like seen it come through. Which ones? Let's see.
Well, I think it's the most recent one. That's not it. Let's see.
I mean, these are. She hasn't pinned anyone.
Do what?
She hasn't pinned any of them, so this will be her most recent.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just looking for which one I want to actually. I mean, it's the last few. The most, let's see here. The second one over, that's about CrossFit affiliate names.
Days off from CrossFit.
And it's really funny.
I was thinking about my
the previous two are about.
And, people suggested coaching, which I think is super smart because I can't even do an accurate clean. But also, why not just go straight to running an affiliate? Why are you guys trying to hold me back? It's mostly because I want to come up with a name. I think I've got some.
Oh no, dang it.
So Wednesday is one of my days off from CrossFit. So
we need to be able to fast forward reels
about my future.
I know.
We need,
and people suggested coaching, which I think is super smart because I can't even do an accurate clean. But also, why not just go straight to running an affiliate? Why are you guys trying to hold me back? It's mostly because I want to come up with a name. I think I've got some good ones here, and if I haven't researched, so if you have this gym name, I'll take it off the list. I'm so sorry. If you thought
she even knew that.
I wanted to start off strong, like this is Shark Tank. Start off strong, CrossFit Void, right? Scream into the void, cry into the void, sweat into the void, and once you enter, you can't come out. That's not really helping with the cult allegations, but I do think it could be really fun. And then I was like, well, maybe I might need to tone it down a little bit. So I was like, let's go with the warehouse theme, CrossFit Outlet. Because that probably is what I'm bringing to the table. Discount CrossFit. Okay. So
she is funny.
Yeah. Anyway, but the two prior to that are about her level 1 experience. But anyway.
Cool. I guess I'll follow her.
Just another. I mean, if we look at creators that are drawing attention to CrossFit, she's got to be top 10 this year.
Yeah, because she grew from like nothing, right? Like she was just like a new account.
Yeah, I don't know. I think she made content with some success on TikTok under a different, like something about teaching.
Got it.
Yeah. So I think I've heard her reference it. I haven't actually gone to like look to verify that. But either way, yeah, the CrossFit stuff really, really took off. But I thought it was cool in one of the more recent ones. She did talk about why she chose to do CrossFit. And she's spoken about that before, but like she needed to feel like she could be strong and help her community. And so it was something that she felt like she could do, but she was like, it wasn't CrossFitters that inspired me to go do this thing. It was actually this group of women doing something else entirely different. Anyway, it was just, it's a very real, authentic human that is so relatable And so
Mhm.
I think she's obviously very fun to listen to, but she's a great example of like, she's just taken on her own content, taken on her own page, and the amount of positive influence she has created for CrossFit on the internet in the last few months is, who knows, significant. Anyway, if you want to laugh, you can go watch her, but I feel like a lot of people here already know of her account, but if not, go get your laugh on. Yeah, I mean, she's got many of them, a lot of them around 40,000 views, some of them 250,000 views. Like she's getting good attention for CrossFit. And we
Jeremy,
love that.
let's go
And
ahead.
she's getting more fit, which we love that the most.
That's the most important.
Yes.
Jeremy, I will smoke you in a workout. We'll program something. Should make it 500 double unders for time. Isn't it smoke? Yeah, maybe we'll do
I think either one
here.
of those works.
Let's see. What's happening this weekend? Anything? No. Anything in the CrossFit space?
Oh, yeah, the Desert City Classic is going on this weekend.
Oh, that's right.
In Arizona.
I think we have a one-on-one athlete competing in that. Gucci's competing in the Icelandic Championships. Came out, won the first workout yesterday, and had some controversy in the second workout. Looked like she tied, and there was like, I don't know, some timing issues. But anyway, she's tied for first going into day 2. So it's basically her against Stanen. So yeah, I think they're gonna actually get live on YouTube at some point.
Do we actually need you to go head to head with Jeremy?
Yeah, we probably should at some point.
Should I program it?
Yeah, why not?
Well,
I mean, well, it's more of like,
because it won't have double unders in it.
Well, I feel like I know Jeremy, and I could make it like a fair race. Not that you wouldn't make a good.
Yeah, I don't know Jeremy's fitness at all.
And so yeah, you could program it. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Sure. No, you can't. You can't join Gus. Gus beat me. Gus is too fit. Gus, are you still fitnessing as much? I feel like I don't get your weekly check out this lift or check out this movement message anymore. Maybe that's because we're not in the text thread as often. Mono, gymnastics, weightlifting. We can do that. Heidi, I knew she'd come back. I said hi to Heidi yesterday on Glinton, and
that was such a shit show when y'all came in. That was so funny. It was really funny. I was having a good time.
Yeah, I felt like Garrett got kind of mad. I felt like she was like a little annoyed, funny annoyed, and then she was like, "All right,
annoyed.
Over this. Get the fuck out of
here." Yeah, they are so. I really enjoy hanging out with them.
Yeah,
they're cool.
Talk about like the most random people to like have like a voice in the space, or like a presence in the space. And they changed the password
again, just very relatable.
Yeah, they're good people. How was that conversation yesterday? Good. I didn't watch all of it.
That was great. Yeah, I mean, with you guys, when it started out, it was pretty like lighthearted, funny, whatever. And it's just such a different format from anything that like I would create.
Right.
And that then is really fun. And then the back half of it, I think we got a good bit more serious, it was a really quality conversation, but just about relationship stuff and whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I loved it.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. They're
all
cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's,
I think for this weekend, there was something that I was going to say. Oh, we're like collaborating at our gym with a group that's like a big group it's a running group. And so anyway, at Bar 10 CrossFit tomorrow morning, which is North Austin. What are you laughing at?
Just the name. There's like, it just always comes off as bartend.
Oh,
yeah, every time.
Bar 10. Yeah. And I know he's told me like why the name multiple times. I don't know.
He told us
again so that I can recall. Do what?
He told us on the show.
Oh, great. So I can go listen to it again and maybe actually retain it. I should know that. Anyway, we are partnering up with a running group. And so we're running a 5K, which is great. It's just a great way to get more people that are fearful about CrossFit into the affiliate and to see that the space isn't intimidating and that the people are nice. And so anyway, I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah. And he'll have me, it's funny. I think he'll have me like on a microphone or whatever, but it's going to be a pretty simple thing.
Like during the run?
So yeah, I mean, obviously I'm not going to be running down the street with like a speaker. That would actually be really funny. I'm not sure. Are you saying that? I was hiccuping while running yesterday. That was a unique experience. It was off. It was just annoying because it was the whole run.
That is weird.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
No, just like I was like, I'm like blown away, like with like leaders of like cyclist groups that are just like doing the workout. They're just like, hey guys, let's go, let's do it. And they're like spinning at 140 RPMs. Like, what the fuck is happening? Like, how is this even possible?
Yeah. Those are great videos.
Yeah,
Though,
or
whenever
someone
you get a
doing
good
like
one.
their Zumba and they're just like ripping it and they're just talking like nothing's happening. Just, what is going on? All right, I'm gonna go get my kid. He's homesick today, of course. What is work? What is sleep? What is personal time? That's all right. It's dad life. Heidi, thanks for popping in. Everyone, thanks for being here. We had quite a few viewers here at different points, and yeah, it was just a good chill show. Thanks, dude. It was a good one. Are we on for next week?
Yeah, I'm actually gonna finally send you some. I think there's at least like one obvious segment that we should start doing. And so anyway, just as far as having something that makes sense for the show that's like consistent.
Yeah.
Aside from just whatever. And I enjoy this format a lot, but I think there's an easy thing that we should incorporate that I'll actually send you.
Cool. Oh yeah, can you just resend me the first thing you sent? It's like way back in a text thread somewhere.
Yeah.
Maybe?
Yes, I can. Yes,
cool.
I can.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming. Have a good weekend. And as always, be a savage. Thanks, Claire. See you guys next week.
Bye.